We survived another week in Washington, but what does that mean for national security workers? Hi, this is Lindy Kaiser with ClearanceJobs.com. These weekly updates, man, are getting tough because I feel like we've lived and died and had 14 changes in the course of a week. I don't know what to discuss and what not to, but I will say that if you are a national security worker, my main mantra right now is to stay focused on the work you have. One of the top questions that I'm continually getting is, hey, are people still hiring? The answer is yes. So hiring freezes largely have exempt the national security workforce. Now, there has obviously been a lot of chatter about how government reform efforts are headed into the Department of Defense. I do feel like we are in a season where we are going to see cuts across the workforce, but I think we're going to see restructuring across the workforce as well. So wherever you are, my main mantra for national security and cleared workers is now is the time to clean up your career profiles, to see what's out there, and to stay compliant with any security clearance rules, regulations, policies. This is where folks get angry, folks get sloppy, things happen. That is bad for national security. It is bad for your career. So some of the chatter again about reductions have talked about how IRS could be getting cuts, was joking with somebody on our team about how this is a bad time to stop paying your taxes. We've read the crazy articles out there about, hey, just don't bother filing. IRS is going to get cut. They may not notice. If you have a security clearance, they're going to notice. So financial issues are year over year a top cause of clearance denial and revocation. Failure to pay taxes and tax issues often high on that list. That is very reportable, very easy for the government to find. So just basic compliance stuff, you want to make sure. Misuse of IT systems. If you find yourself on the bad end of a layoff or a reduction in force, your clearance eligibility remains intact for 2 years. What's supposed to be 3 years is 3 years at some places, still 2 years. That one keeps getting me in trouble. Policies rolling out. So you have 2 years to hop back into a cleared job. What will make it difficult for you to get back into national security work, even if you are subject to a reduction in force, is if you're accused of misuse of IT systems, if you use the next few months to not pay your taxes or do something you shouldn't. So we've said it before. I know it's easy for me to say, sitting from my home office here, keep calm and carry on. If you're supporting national security work, your work still matters. We still need you. All of this will flex and change. The status of today is not the status of tomorrow. This administration, the next administration, they care about national security. They care about the work of safeguarding the nation. ClearanceJobs cares about that work. Freshen up your ClearanceJobs profile. Check out the opportunities that are out there. We still need national security workers who care about getting the job done, protecting the nation. Full stop. That will be the case today, tomorrow, and into the future. You may need to change up your skills. AI, certainly a trending topic. I've heard the new administration talk about AI investment. So follow the policies, see where investment is happening, but know that this workforce is larger than any single issue. And then follow the news at your local agency too. I know it's really tough. I'm not giving a lot of specifics right now. Why? Because if I gave those, they might be wrong tomorrow, or they might not apply to your situation. So broad strokes is the way to go. And following the broad strokes, know that that might not be the situation, again, for your agencies. They're talking about probationary employees being cut. That's not the case at every agency. I have already heard that. So I've heard from probationary employees at federal agencies who have not been cut. I have heard from some who have, but just know, follow the local agency guidance, freshen up your career profiles, continue to follow policies, rules, and regulations so that if you have a security clearance, you find yourself, your position reduced where you're at now, you can pick up another job and find yourself back in the national security workforce. If you are in the workforce, you are a part of the community. Even if you are subject to a layoff or reduction, you are still part of the cleared community ecosystem, and we need you, and we want you, and we value you. So lots of love and hearts to all of our national security workers out there. Stay tuned for ClearanceJobs for encouragement, feedback, updates, and all the news you can use.